what are the requirements of, what does that group have to look like? Mr. Mupon suggested that it has to be, fairly sizable. It can't be 1% or less. Why not? Why? What are the other requirements? Like, how do you go about defining which group, which subclasses get to make this challenge and which subclasses don't?
That's a good question, Your Honor. I think in Trimble, this is again the non-marital children case and cited in the BPJ brief, they said discrete categories that were unnecessarily excluded. That was the notion there. So I think that's where we were trying to make clear that we don't think it can just be we have a person that is extraordinarily idiosyncratic and they should get their case. And I don't think anything in your cases rules that out. I guess that's not actually the case presented here. We think we have an easier case because we actually have identified a discrete subgroup, transgender women who do not have an athletic advantage.
But I don't think you're answering Justice Kagan's question, which is fine. If you buy into you have this subgroup as you've identified it, Mr. Mupon says that subgroup has to be big enough. Do you agree? And if so, how do we evaluate that?
I don't agree with that. I think that is I think in a way this is the Kagan dissent kind of coming back after many decades, because there, Justice Stevens said in the dissent, he's assumed that the case in that case was assuming that the case extended only to himself and by implication to an unknown number of fathers, and went on to say indeterminately small part. So I think there's never been a numerical requirement. It's more of a question of whether there's a principle that some sort of a principle that allows for the exception in light of the failure to align with the interests that the state's asserting. And here, I think the record, and again, we're at a preliminary injunction stage, but the preliminary record was that the exclusion of our client actually was not going to advance the interest, nor the exclusion of other transgender women who do not, who have taken efforts to mitigate their testosterone, which was on the record here again, was the main driver of differential athletic performance.
Counsel,